Bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Post Malone is teaming up with Raising Cane's to empower the next generation of artists. For a limited time, 2 exclusive double-sided Post Malone posters are available at Raising Cane's. So post up your combo at Cane's while supplies last and support a good cause. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
The Body Lab, located at 14th and Yankee Hill, is Lincoln's premier physical therapy and recovery lab. The Body Lab offers trigger point dry needling, cupping therapy, joint manipulation, and so much more. Looking to relax and relieve stress after a long day or difficult workout? The Body Lab's Recovery Lab is the ideal spot. Featuring infrared sauna, a cold plunge tub, or if you're just looking for enough space to stretch out and reset your mind. Learn more about memberships and schedule your service today at thebodylablnk.com. Or visit the Body Lab in person at 14th and Yankee Hill Road.
Hard work. It's what drives Nebraska. It defines our strength. Men like you live it every day. But sometimes living up to those expectations can be overwhelming. If you're struggling, call or text 988. You'll get skilled, caring support 24/7. Live up to a different kind of strength. The strength to ask for help. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
Hey everyone, Lance here with Black Label. We specialize in creating custom crafted decks, pergolas, patio covers, and more. Plus, our retractable screens, gazebos, and patio enclosures create the ultimate outdoor retreat. With over 50 years of combined experience, we're not just builders, we're creators of unforgettable memories.
Call them today at 402-730-6333 or visit blacklabelbuilt.com for a free consultation.
Let's turn your backyard dreams into reality.
Black Label Built, built to serve, built to last.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? Do you need a lawyer you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion? The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Contact us for a free consultation by calling 877-42-LIBERTY. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you can trust.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer. Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
Oh, damn. Whoa, that was a good one.
That was a big one.
I'd give that a 9.5.
That was a good one as well.
Gentlemen.
Uncle Kev.
What's happening?
It's been too long, my friend.
It has been too long. I was out last week. I was on vacation.
Well, that's right. Where'd you go? Did you go to the house?
I was in the Bahamas.
Of course you were.
How's the house?
It's glorious.
Is it?
Yes.
Why'd you come back?
Because I have to.
Not for many more years, hopefully.
Fellas got to work. Got to pay for some stuff.
Got to pay for the house.
He's got to get a clicky for Stricky.
Oh, man. Well, you got people at the shop to do that.
If I'm gone any more than what I already am, I won't have anybody at the shop. I think, but that way.
That's right. A shout out to your guys at the shop. They're all ticket listeners.
They are. You know, we're all big sports fans, and then of course most of us. Well, Joe grew up in Fayetteville, Arkansas, so he's half Razorback, half Huskers, but everyone else is pretty much born and raised here, and I don't know. I've been a lifelong sports fan in general, not just Husker football, but just sports all over the map. And it's great having this avenue and this production to be able to listen to and dial in. And I said before on the radio, I'm a big music nerd. Like I have music going whenever I'm basically awake. But when in between that is I'm listening to the ticket, and that's all. It's either music or the ticket. So it's a big part of my life too.
As long as Joe doesn't just break out the Woo Pig Suey in the middle of the shop one day, I think we're going to be okay.
He doesn't. I might have
to tweet at him.
He holds it close to the vest.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. All right, what you got for us today, my friend?
Well, I think we ought to do the wine first, to be honest with you. And the reason being
Tricky Nicky
is the beer is actually a sour.
I was going to say, it looks like, I didn't know if it was a sour or, I didn't want to say cider. I didn't think it looked like a cider.
Kind of looks like that.
It looks like, what is it called? Some form of a nectar.
Yeah. Or,
look at Harrison over there. He's like, yeah, okay.
Like some form of a nectar, like it
like a juice. It looks like grapefruit juice.
Like
grapefruit
that's
juice.
it.
Yeah. But let's talk about the wine first.
Let's talk about the viscosity.
The viscosity, that what Strick is referring to is the wine's richness, its density, its thickness, basically. And when you talk about a wine's legs, when it streaks down the inside of the glass, that is an indicator of the wine's viscosity. Whoa. It doesn't mean it's going to taste good or taste bad. It just means that it's either viscous or it's not. Generally, a richer wine will have more well-defined legs, whereas a thinner wine will just more streak the inside of the glass. This one is from Argentina, called Dos Puentes Malbec from Valle de Uco, which is the Uco Valley. And
I love Malbec. This is a Strick's pick.
This
for
is
sure.
The great thing about Malbec, especially Argentinian Malbec, is number one, it delivers some of the best bang for your buck in the marketplace. Number two, these come from really high elevated vineyards. They're up around 5,000 feet, and normally that's a little too high for vineyards, simply for the fact that you get a lot of volatile weather. But the way it was,
are they in the Andes?
I believe it is the Andean mountain range, if I'm not mistaken. So check out the big brain on Brad over there.
Yeah, see, y'all just thought I was a jock.
No,
Uncle Kevin, he didn't think I
said
knew.
that.
This Strick's well traveled. He's been around.
Oh, trust me, we know he travels.
He's multilingual, and yeah, absolutely.
Traveling violation.
Oh. He likes that extra Euro step, does he?
Yeah. Was never a big fan of the dribbling part of basketball.
Well, it's overrated. And once you
get to the NBA, you can do it as much as you want.
Now you can.
Bring a suitcase with you, tuck that in your shirt, and just run down the court.
There you go. Anyway.
So this is the Uco Valley, and the way it was explained to me was that the reason that they can plant their vineyards so high up in the elevation is because the way the mountain is shaped where they're located, it creates what they call a thermal inversion. And essentially, it makes the weather volatility kind of go around them. And so they get that contrast to the warm days and cool nights, which allows for the grapes to develop more what's called phenols, which are essentially chemical compounds, giving the wine more complexity. Malbec is a grape that continues to get better the older it gets. And basically what happens is these vines, many of them are in excess of 100 years old, and they get these great big gnarly trunks on them, and they'll produce fewer clusters of grapes, and the berries will actually be smaller, but they'll develop a very thick skin to them. And so they can actually leave them on the vine longer than what would be typical for other grape types. And so it makes a really concentrated style.
Man, I really enjoy this one. It's not dry. It doesn't taste dry.
Definitely smooth.
It's very smooth. It is very delicious. What would you pair this with?
Well, the thing I like about Malbec is the
filet mignon.
Well, I was just going to say I'm a obviously big grill guy, and I like
shout out
really
good big grill guy.
That's right. A good cut of beef, anything off the grill, really,
from the Mercado. From
the Mercado or wherever from your choice, but yes,
Yes.
Since they are a sponsor of the program. Yeah, definitely get some Piedmontese. But the Malbec definitely complements a lot of the same things that Cabernet does. And there's something about you get the right cut of meat prepared the right way with the right wine. The whole becomes greater than the sum of the parts. So the wine brings the food up a level, the food brings the wine up a level. And that's really what pairing is all about.
When you grill, do you usually have a glass of wine with it every time?
Oh yeah,
really,
absolutely.
So
every time
it
Uncle
takes
Kevy,
up the level just that much more.
Uncle Kevy, before he answers that question, bro, yes, he's got wine. He's got the full kitchen deal on the outside.
Have you been to Uncle Kev's house?
Everywhere with
he been to
the
your house?
fire pit.
Okay,
I'm just saying that's what I see.
Yeah,
tell the truth, Uncle Kevy, what you got?
How big is the wine cellar?
Well, it's 5,000 square feet.
Not the shop, not the shop.
No, that is the shop. That is the cellar. I don't really have much wine at home.
Okay.
Cap, it's underneath the ground. He's got a bunker down there.
Yeah. Temperature control.
We know, Uncle
you can only open it with your
You don't have to lie. Kick it.
The wine cellar has a pool table and a workout room in it.
Okay.
So I don't put a whole bunch of wine down there. I just take home what I need when I need it.
There you go. So what's it? Remind the folks what we're drinking right now.
This is called Dos Puentes, and it is a Malbec from the Uco Valley in Argentina. Puentes means bridges, so the two bridges. It also means I found out it means long weekend. So that's what happens when you hang out with Uncle Kev. Thursday starts the weekend, so it's a puente con su tío,
especially on a bye week.
Especially on a bye week.
Oh, wow. And it's needed.
Right.
It's needed this weekend for sure.
I might need dos puentes.
Yes. So this is a new featured winery of the month. There is
that's a really bad joke.
A Chardonnay for a white, a red blend, this Malbec, and then a Cabernet, and they're all on sale $15.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's
tricky.
A lot of bang for your buck.
I can afford that one.
Stricky. This is a Strix pick for sure.
Yeah.
Uncle Kevy, next week, you know what we do.
Yeah.
Stricky got two. Whenever I go with Uncle Kevy, it's not a one, it's a dose.
It's a dose.
2 legs.
Dos puentes.
Well, that's the thing is that you get one, you're like it, you're gonna wish you had another, so you might as well.
You too.
Yep.
I wish I had a second glass.
Uncle Kevy takes care of you.
There it is.
That's why if you go down there to the shop and get in there with Myers Cork and Bottle and the crew, they're gonna take good care of you. Oh, that thing rhymed.
There it is. All right. What we got now here? The grapefruit juice looking thing.
Well, it's actually not grapefruit, but it does have some cranberry in it.
Okay.
And this is a sour ale from Prairie Artisan Ales, and it's called Seasick Crocodile. And it is their holiday seasonal sour ale.
Seasick Crocodile.
Yeah.
It smells like colder months, like fall, winter.
It has some cinnamon in it.
Yes.
It has some cranberry in it. But it's an ale.
It smells like when you wake up on Sunday mornings and you just got some pumpkin bread in or cinnamon bread in the oven that just popped out. That's what this drink smells like.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everybody's in their car right now that just envisioned that.
Ooh.
So it's got that sour kick.
Sour kick to it.
So it's inoculated with a special sort of a bacteria. It's called Saccharomyces. And it used to be on accident. If your beer got any of that in it, you had to dump it.
Oh,
so they started playing around with it and creating this new category of beer called sour ales. And this one is flavored additionally with cranberry and a little bit of cinnamon. It might even have some nutmeg in there. It
That's what it kind of tastes like.
Yep.
Yeah, I would agree.
This is a sipsy tipsy.
Yeah.
Like don't go in here trying to patio pound that. No, that's not a patio pound. This is a sipsy.
What are we looking like ABV here?
That's a great question.
5.6.
I think it's going to be a little higher. 6.3.
Yeah, I would say for a sour.
Stricky was on it though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 0.7 off. You're all right.
You know what?
You're all right.
So cranberry, ginger, cinnamon, and nutmeg.
Yeah.
You can taste it.
It's almost, I smell and I taste the cinnamon. I get a hint of pumpkin, which is strange.
Well, here's the thing is that the reason is because when you think pumpkin, you also tend to think about pumpkin spice.
Yes, those other spices.
And pumpkin spice has nutmeg, clove, cinnamon, etc. So I can see where that would your brain would automatically make that correlation. It's just it's tart. It has that holiday flavor. It's kind of got the holiday ugly sweater vibe going on with the label. It's got a crocheted alligator chasing Santa Claus. And it's called Seasick Crocodile. I think I've done this beer almost every year that we've done Thirsty Thursday around the holidays. And since Halloween's over, we're just fully embracing holiday mode. And so we're going to bring in a litany of various holiday ales over the next several weeks until we get into January, and then we'll start all over again.
My thing is that, like, with this, with some sours, it really makes you pucker. Like, right, it makes you go, ooh. Just like it tastes good, but the sour part of it.
Will you tell me what it makes you go again?
No, I will not, because I don't know how. I don't know.
It makes you go.
If Strick wasn't on, it's funny. He would say pause. Here's the thing, though. This one doesn't make you do it. It's like you said, there's the tart flavor, but it's not overpowering. And it has real. I mean, you can isolate each flavor. It's really good.
It's not like drinking Sour Patch Kids. Yeah,
which is really, really good for a sipsy tipsy, as Strick calls it.
Yeah, sippy tippy.
So anyway, all right. What's this one? What are we looking at price wise for the sour?
I want to say these go for about $3 a can. I think they come in 4-packs, so they're around $11 a 4-pack.
Cool.
But we do have them singled out in the mix and match, and just always fun when we start seeing these beers come in. The seasonal creep is real. You know how annoying it is when it's like September and you're already seeing Christmas stuff in the store.
Oh yeah.
So
people forget about Thanksgiving.
We try not to bring too much of that stuff in too soon. It's getting harder and harder because they're asking us to bring in Oktoberfest in July. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
And they're asking me to bring Christmas sales in September, and I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah.
And so once we finally start allowing them to come through the door, it really puts me in the mood, especially once Halloween is over with. Thanksgiving, I think, is my overall favorite holiday.
Yeah.
Because you don't have to worry about shopping, which I hate.
It's just
spending a boatload of money.
Delicious food with some family.
And football on TV. It's cool if you want to take a nap, drink some good wine, eat some good food, put some love into the meal you're making. And to me, that's what really it's all about.
Got anything exciting you want to tell us about at the shop right now?
Dos Puentes Malbec.
There. Oh, of course. Yeah. $15.
$15 on sale. And there's 3 other varieties too. Yeah. Out of Uco Valley in Argentina.
All right. So the Dos Puentes and the Seasick Crocodile stop by.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it.
There it is. Kevin Meyer, Uncle Kev, as always, Myers Cork and Bottle. All right, Stricky, take us away.
We're going to get out of here. Shout out to Old School coming up next. Uncle Kev, Myers Cork and Bottle. You can find it wherever you need it there. We're going to be out of here, and Jay Foreman and DP will be tapping in after that. Oh, what's after that? WTF. 6 to 7 tonight. We'll be back out of here.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Midwest Bank is hosting our annual Thanksgiving food drive, partnering with local Lincoln schools to provide Thanksgiving dinners to families in need. We hope to provide meals for more than 120 families in our community this year. You can help by dropping off a donation at either Midwest Bank location, 7001 Pioneers Boulevard or 2655 Jamie Lane. Any donation is greatly appreciated. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank, member FDIC.
Hey guys, it's Nick. You know how much I love beer, and this game day, show your Husker pride with Dear Old Nebraska Brew, the official beer of the Nebraska Alumni Association. Brewed by Nebraska fans, for Nebraska fans, Dear Old Nebraska Brew is your go-to for every kickoff, touchdown, and celebration. Whether it's tailgating, watching the game at home, or gathering with friends, this beer is there to bring that perfect game day refreshment. Dear Old Nebraska Brew embodies the spirit of Nebraska with every sip.
So crack one open and let the good times roll. Dear Old Nebraska Brew, the official beer of Nebraska alumni. Please drink responsibly. Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine. All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today. I'm ready. Burgers? Check. Chips? Check. Icy cold beer? Check. Except this one. I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day and light winds, an afternoon high around 55. Tonight, partly cloudy and calm with a low near 38. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies and showers arriving in the afternoon. See a high near 55. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Hard work. It's what drives Nebraska. It defines our strength. Men like you live it every day. But sometimes living up to those expectations can be overwhelming. If you're struggling, call or text 988. You'll get skilled, caring support 24/7. Live up to a different kind of strength. The strength to ask for help. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome to it on a Thursday. DP Harrison Arns. on the JOB, doing the dang thing. We Austin had a little procedure today. We hope he's doing well. Hopefully he's going to get through and do fine. Appreciate Harrison doing what Harrison does, which is step up, step large. It's been an interesting few days down here in downtown Lincoln, and with the state volleyball tournament going around, there's been lots of traffic. Kind of cool to see the different schools, different programs, different young groups of young people and adults come through. 402-464-5685 is the Sartor Heyman text line. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, we're going to dance a little bit in this first hour or so. We thank the folks again on Thirsty Thursdays for Kevin Meyer for coming in and setting the tone and table and bringing the tasty on board. You can follow on the live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo channel 961, and greatly appreciate all of this. I'm going to bring Harrison in because there are times when I feel like I'm talking to myself, or I don't want to talk to the listeners. I want to talk with them. And so I'll need for you to be the sounding board, Harrison. I need for you to kind of feedback. I've been relatively quiet about the goings on, the state of the union for Nebraska football.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know what the room temperature is. I don't know what's on the marquee outside at 5-4, right? It should say Nebraska football 5-4, and then if it was the stock market, arrows pointing up or down, right? If we're taking stock, so State of the Union, and if we accept conversations that have happened with Matt Rule and the coaching staff on a bye week, it's a bye week, so we know that it's a little more silent than any other week where if we want a status report, but bye week is a perfect opportunity to give a state of the union.
Yeah.
Where we stand, how do we feel about where we are, who we are, what's coming next? So Harrison, I'll ask you, if Nebraska football was a stock, the Nebraska Stock Exchange, is the arrow pointing up, steady, or down?
It's definitely going down, right? Like based
well,
on
I don't know.
On the conversations I'm hearing, seeing in Lincoln, it's down significantly.
So I mean, you're a mass consumer of this product, right?
I'm selling,
right? You're not just somebody in the game selling or buying, but you're in the game with this product. Some of your days and some of your investment goes up or down with it. So you have a say-so. So text line, you can tell me where you stand. If for the Nebraska Stock Exchange, is the arrow up, down, or is it steady? Because at 5-4 now.
Does like 6 wins make it the stock worth it though? Is that all we're going for?
Perspective that, again, you have to go back. So if August happened, right? In August, if we said, hey, it is the bye week and the Huskers are 5-4. And Dylan Raiola is firmly established as the team's best quarterback. What way do you think the stock would be going?
Well, based off the text line here, these guys we got fire sale, we got down just straight up from Craig, and downtown Scott says it's plummeting. Now it's not ticking down as bad because of Dana Holgerson joining the group. Most people are got dread. Is the way I'd put it. There's a lot of.
Well, I mean that's how the stock market works.
Yeah,
is that
people are losing faith in the product,
right?
Sure.
Well, a because a quality product, even when it struggles, it has bounce back capability. Now, the potential for Nebraska football stock to go up is simply a matter of 8 days away, 9 days away.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I mean, one ball game and everyone's back on the ship.
Right?
At least the way that's how I see it.
Right. So it's salvageable. If it's a ship at sea, I don't know that it's taking on water, but it's certainly not speeding, and it's certainly not with a full right. It doesn't have a full gas tank.
It definitely
right?
hit some rocks at some point.
Right, like
We're
something.
taking on a little bit of water.
Taking on a little water.
So much that we got another captain coming aboard to see what the hell's going on here.
Right, dealing with some really bad weather.
Yeah.
Right? Is there a storm, or is it just bad weather? Is it wavy titles? It's not a storm, or is it?
I mean, this one's weird with this USC game because their season's been very similar.
Well, I mean,
they're taking on water too, so
right? Like it's a thing that your rival, and the only rival that matters, the only counter stock that matters. So in this particular world, it's Adidas versus Nike, or Nike versus Reebok, or whatever you want to do. If you tell me that the Adidas stock is Nebraska and the Nike stock is USC, they both have some marketing issue, some public relation issue. And which team is more likely to get it right next Saturday? Which stock is more likely to look like a cash stock next Saturday? So Harrison, if you listen,
if you look at the history of that stock, you're picking USC.
What you've got, right? So you've got your stock order, you got your order, and it's in hand, and you can either hand it in and have it say, I feel better in the stock game for USC. Now, mind you, they could end up changing their quarterback. There's been some back and forth over whether their quarterback is going to start or whether they're going to make that change. And they just took some losses that, listen, it's not all rose-colored glasses.
A lot of close games, too.
Right?
They're losing them.
Right? And as Barry Thompson said last night, that in the coaching sphere, we like to say close losses, if you blowout losses, it's your talent. Mm-hmm. If it's close losses, it's the coaches.
Well, you went from a 3-point loss to Minnesota to, I think it was another 3-point loss to Penn State the next week.
And some of that is not knowing your personnel, not knowing what that is, right? And so here's some of the things. Thunder Not Collins says, listen, we just need that 6th win and play close the last 2 games of the year, and that helps you get ready for next season. Now, there's a lot to that.
I like that. Yeah, I mean, you're buying on the dip is what you're doing.
Well, I mean, that's
we just need one, and this,
that's where we are, right?
Yeah, everyone feels a lot better,
right? To know what that is. OG says steady, figured 6 wins, hope for 7 or 8. Texter 1646 says if we can't beat, yeah, there's some of that is true. That who are we really going to beat if we can't beat UCLA? Which game are we going to win? Well, remember, again, that USC at home at 4-5. Nebraska has the better record.
Mm-hmm.
They have the better record. And from a talent standpoint, we can't necessarily say that USC has better talent. We don't know, really.
Yeah, and that whole thing's just kind of gone out the window this year.
Right?
Florida State was supposed to have this incredible defensive front, and they can stop the run to save their lives this year. They just only got 1 win. I mean, you just can't.
I mean,
the whole talent evaluation thing, I feel like, has gotten so bad that we are just overly critical on which player has X stats, because a lot of these teams are just throwing that stuff out the window, and Indiana is another clear example. Army still being undefeated.
Well, but that's the thing, that Nebraska has its issues. Some of it self-inflicted. Some of it out of their control and some of it absolutely within your control. You can't control losing Prohaska and Corcoran. Like, okay, like you can't. You didn't plan that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Injuries happen, but injuries happen to everybody in the Big Ten. So that's no excuse. There's no excuse, except for it's at a vital position. And if you describe to me that you're going to be a physical, you're going to outlast some teams, you're going to lean on some teams. Left tackle is pretty emblematic of the position that should be able to carry that out. And you lost your two best. So you can make an excuse or you can make a way. They've tried to make a way. And you sit at 5-4. This program currently has a winning record. Right? It has a winning record.
They dropped 3 in a row, but still got a winning record because they took care of business early, which is a little different than last year.
Do you work from the idea that if you go on a losing streak, you're simply one game closer to winning? Like the odds will often say that at some point this thing's going to turn.
No, I mean,
you've lost 3 games in the Big Ten that, quite frankly, you could have won.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them. And okay, could you get those things right? Aren't you closer to winning than you were 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago?
I mean, you can think of it that way, but losing puts you in a tailspin. I mean, look at what Rutgers, look at what happened to us. Like, it just takes one game to snap it. If you're sitting there thinking it's going to turn tides because we've lost 3 in a row, well, you might as well make it 4 in a row if that's your mindset.
Well, but
like you can't.
The same applies for USC.
Exactly.
So you get 2 boats spinning, taking water and just spinning in a circle.
Someone's got to grab the damn wheel.
Something. I mean, listen, we can mock and joke and say that one of them has to win, but quite frankly, not. You know, if time travel walked in and said, "Hey, I'm here from the future. I've seen the Nebraska USC game. It ends in a tie," we would all just laugh and go, "Yeah, that sounds as likely as anything else we've said." Well, Ron, you're right. Objects in motion tend to stay in motion, and in the direction momentum works in the direction you're going. But 2 things in a negative, one has to turn positive.
Mm-hmm.
It has to turn positive, or the vacuum absorbs itself. But that's the tie, that both teams would stop the negative momentum by gaining a tie. So something in this scientific vacuum that exists, one of these 2 teams has to figure out an answer next Saturday. And I'd like to know, text line, just go up and down, simple biz. Who gets it right next Saturday? Who gets it right? Does Nebraska get its 6th win, or does USC improve to 5-5? Tell me that. We'll talk about it when we come back to Old School. We thank the folks from Certified Piedmontese, all the meats, all the cuts, several locations, all the good stuff for your meals, and the Friday special. So just check out our friends at the Mercado. We appreciate them very much. DP, Harrison Arns, Old School, 93.7 The Ticket.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 12th is $2 off all crackers, $2 off on grind, $3 off on salami, and buy one, get one free on stew beef. Limit of 2. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Fox KFXL weather, sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see decreasing clouds throughout the day and light winds, an afternoon high around 55. Tonight, partly cloudy and calm with a low near 38. And tomorrow, we'll see partly sunny skies and showers arriving in the afternoon. See a high near 55. I'm meteorologist Kyle Puckett from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Hey everybody, this is Chris Beecham from Brand Lincoln Podcast and Perch Merch, your go-to in Lincoln for printing and promotional needs. Speaking of that, we are running a huge hoodie sale now through November 30th to save you big money on great brands. 20% off everything from Nike and Bella Canvas pullovers to Gildan and Port & Company sweatshirts and district fleeces. Get yours for your group or organization today by calling us at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Greens at 402-467-4444 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-4444.
Post Malone is teaming up with Raising Cane's to empower the next generation of artists. For a limited time, 2 exclusive double-sided Post Malone posters are available at Raising Cane's. So post up your combo at Cane's while supplies last and support a good cause. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Hey guys, it's Austin with 93.7 The Ticket. Thursday night at 6:30, we're bringing you a key AFC North divisional rivalry between the Baltimore Ravens and Cincinnati Bengals. Baltimore sits second in the division, just a half game behind Pittsburgh, while Cincinnati is in third place through 9 games, 2 games behind Baltimore. The Ravens won the first matchup this season 41-38 in overtime in Cincy. Catch Thursday's game and all the biggest NFL games right here on Lincoln's home for the NFL, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh yeah, this is a game changer. Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting book. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Early break. Dick Libby is alive. He was the head coach. He would back me on this. One time he came to social studies class, pulled me out, and said, I want you to consider going out for football. And I didn't. I pretty much dismissed it right away. No, I can't. I'm not going to do that.
Just because of your dominance in baseball, didn't want to risk the injuries of the potential scholarship. That was it.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Old School Thursday. Again, we thank the folks from Certified Piedmontese Mercado for making this happen. We are folks from Teammates. Thirsty Thursdays with Meyer Cork and Bottle. Kevin Meyer, dear friend. Thank you for what you do. Shout out to Fred Hoiberg for coming in and sitting in on the block. And if you didn't catch that segment, that interview, go back and get it. Pretty cool. Harrison, sir, I'm trying to wrap my brain around this. You said a thing that as of a few days ago, the point spreads were kind of speculated. Mm-hmm. What did you see?
Yeah, right now, and again, these are early out, but 8.5 is the spread in favor of USC.
8.5.
Yeah, not looking good for the Huskers.
Yikes.
When we're talking about stocks here.
Yikes.
We'll see. I'll see if there's any more favorable ones, but yeah, 8.5 from USA Today is what they got.
Oh, that is so heartbreaking.
FanDuel 8.5. Yeah, I mean it's
Oh,
not a lot of hope for Husker Nation.
oh, that's not cool at all.
I mean, are you surprised by that though?
I actually am. I actually am. I actually am.
I mean, we're the torch for bad teams. Torch of hope. Every single time, it's like we're kind of the way, because there is something about Nebraska. While I'll keep standing by, it's got to be the hardest place to lose because the engagement doesn't go down and almost goes up.
I guess the hope is that people would, like, maybe we're wrong, but Husker fans know their team. So, okay. Dang.
Spread for Ohio State was 24.5 though. So at this point, I mean, this team.
So does that mean the Huskers win by 15?
Yeah, my dreams maybe. I don't know how this game. I'll be honest. This is a 1-800-bets off kind of game. Like, just don't touch it. I couldn't tell you.
Do we not know? Do we really not know? We have no idea what this is going to be. Like, in truth, because conversationally, you're making choices. You're bringing people in. You're bringing consultants around. There's lots of conversation that whether it's just one consultant, is it more than one?
Mm-hmm.
What exactly are you trying to accomplish by that? Again, still haven't been told.
What does evolving
right?
mean?
What does evolving mean? What's the timetable? What's the story behind it? How long were you talking?
Did the players know?
Right?
They know ahead of time.
What's
their reaction?
What was their reaction to said change and adjustment? So you don't really know. So, but we'll go up and down. And I asked the question, who wins? Thunder Collins says Nebraska.
I like his reasoning too. I can never deny a fan that.
He said he's just decided to throw caution to win and have blind faith in Coach Rule. I'm not going to tell anybody that they're right or wrong.
Yeah, you can if that's how you want a fan.
Well,
it takes the pain away.
Look. Coach Rule can use the support, right? So I'm certainly not going to rain on that parade. Like, oh man, no, you want people to, I think it's fair to say we all want Coach Rule to succeed.
Yes,
right,
very
right. Like, I mean, that's the starting point.
Mm-hmm.
That we all want Nebraska to win. Right? And text line, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're out there and you don't want Coach Rule to succeed and the Huskers to win, let me know. But I would think the majority of folks want Nebraska to win and wants Coach Rule to have success. Pecan Price says Nebraska volleyball for the win. Yeah, that's fair.
They do a good job.
That's
my
fair.
Spirits
right?
consistently.
Right. They're holding it. Listen, they're the standard for Nebraska athletics.
Oh, have been for years now.
Well, I mean, how long? How long?
At least it's 2016.
Say it.
At least it's
say it, Harrison.
We're getting close to a decade.
Say it. How long has Nebraska volleyball been the standard for Nebraska athletics? Ooh.
When did Bo Pelini get fired? Because even during the Bo Pelini era, you could still argue volleyball.
I'm going to take your word.
It's a fantastic question. Yeah, we got pecan pie since 2002. You can go deep. You got to close the book on the Osborne era.
I'm going to trust the listeners, the fans. So text line, go ahead and tell me. Again, Pecan Pie says that Husker volleyball has been the standard for Husker athletics. And the standard, it's a high standard. But okay, like everybody else. Ron says 20 years. When John Cook took Thunder Collins says when John Cook took over. Big Bird says volleyball started being elite at the end of the Osborne era. Eric says embrace the pain. He says the majority of us have come to enjoy the pain, which is a dangerous thing. Well, I mean, that's kind of the junkie thing. The adrenaline thing it certainly exists.
Yeah.
5769 thinks that Nebraska wins next week. 7. Oh man, that's pretty tough. 7773 says we do a great job of giving bad teams new hope, especially after a bye week, which is a statement of such volume.
Mm-hmm.
Again, somebody said earlier today that whatever vice a team has, whatever bad habit it has, it corrects to the other end of the spectrum against Nebraska. So if you have trouble running the ball, you're going to run the ball as though you are the most prominent and preeminent of running teams in the country when you face the Huskers. Throwing at a ridiculous percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody. 25 years. Rip to Quit says 25 years.
Yeah,
Money G. Money G says it's wrestling season. Let's roll, Huskers.
Another great program that's held the standard high, though.
Okay, so you have Fridays off, right? At some point, we need to get you to a wrestling match this year.
I would love to go.
So here's what I'm going to do, because you're a sports sport. Do you have plans for tomorrow night?
No, I got stuff in like early. No, not really. It's pretty
6 o'clock. I'm going to get you tickets. I'm going to send you to your first, I don't know, is your first wrestling match?
Yeah, it'd be the first one.
Okay. Done.
For
done.
D1 wrestling.
Harrison, done. I think you deserve to go.
I would love to go.
Yeah.
So we're out there.
No, we're going to do that. We're going to do that because we're talking standard, right?
Mm-hmm.
That John Cook is the epitome of it. Klempa and Manning kind of side by side, neck and neck as the next standard bearers. Fair?
Mm-hmm.
Fair?
You might have to put Klempa up there. At the very
national
top.
champion.
Yeah.
We won the national
and
champion.
As soon as he got to the program, it's just been.
But we also know the difficulty of being a wrestling coach in the Big Ten.
Yes. Yeah, that is, with the Big Ten's like the SEC of football.
More teams in wrestling.
Jordan Burrow is one of the greatest wrestlers. We could put him on the same plane.
So that's a discussion. So we'll do that. We'll leave it there. Thank you for texting in. Jay Foreman is going to call in at 5 o'clock. So let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll have the Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman here on Old School 93.7 The Ticket.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raising Cane's, Hertz Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxers on Saturday, November 9th with Vertex at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. Fights are scheduled throughout the night, and if you haven't been before, now's the perfect time to go with Nebraska football on a bye week. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping. Thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinny Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey everybody, this is Chris Beecham from Brand Lincoln Podcast and Perch Merch, your go-to in Lincoln for printing and promotional needs. Speaking of that, we are running a huge hoodie sale now through November 30th to save you big money on great brands. 20% off everything from Nike and Bella Canvas pullovers to Gildan and Port & Company sweatshirts and district fleeces. Get yours for your group or organization today by calling us at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
The Link Grill, Draft, and Crafts is your spot in Southeast Lincoln for great food and drink. They're serving new menu items and a killer craft cocktail menu with your favorite draft beers. You'll love their pizza and new entree options. It's a great place to watch any live events, and they have music bingo every month. They have an aggressive loyalty program that rewards fans with 7% back on all purchases. Home of the Nebraska Power Hour every night from 8 to 9 p.m. Order online at thelnkgrill.com or stop in at 84th and Highway 2 today.
Hey guys, it's Austin with 93.7 The Ticket. Thursday night at 6:30, we're bringing you a key AFC North divisional rivalry between the Baltimore Ravens and Cincinnati Bengals. Baltimore sits second in the division, just a half game behind Pittsburgh, while Cincinnati is in third place through 9 games, 2 games behind Baltimore. The Ravens won the first matchup this season 41-38 in overtime in Cincy. Catch Thursday's game and all the biggest NFL games right here on Lincoln's home for the NFL, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Five o'clock hour, Thursday. We got some NFL football tonight, some college football tonight. We got some NBA tonight. Of course, a full slate Friday and Saturday. Plus, you've got some state high school football tomorrow.
Some more state volleyball.
Yep, state volleyball. And shout out to Sarah and Nick for being over there, kind of keeping us checked in and up to date on what's going on.
Yeah, Sarah's doing a good job. You can check her out on Twitter. Blanking on what the actual handle was, but getting some pictures down there.
Yeah, the updates have been good, and it's really cool to watch downtown. So there's the other part, is watching the collection of fans, students, parents, etc.
Especially volleyball around here, because like some of those girls are going D1. Like there's the volleyball around here. The talent level is per capita. It's got to be one of the best.
I would say that as far as women's high school sports, that Nebraska is in the top 12, 15.
I'd say that's kind of where I would.
That I know that Texas and its support, Texas, Florida, California.
I was going to say.
Like the different pockets.
Mm-hmm. A lot of the places that have good beach volleyball are going to be up there.
Different pockets, right? Where they support a greater level of support for high school girls athletics. And it's good to watch that growth. Softball. At some point, softball can be hindered by the fact that not everybody plays it at the same time. Nebraska plays in the fall.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the other big pockets for high school softball, they play in the spring with baseball.
Yeah, which really hurts because a lot around here, obviously that's picking between volleyball or softball for a lot of girls.
Is it because there just aren't that many young lady athletes? Is that?
I'm not entirely sure.
Like, what would be the reason? Because to me, from a recruiting standpoint, now there's some pro and con to playing in the fall and getting your senior seasons, your junior and senior seasons in, and having more eyes on you because not everybody's playing. Yeah, you're reaching the end of some travel ball schedules. But there's also the thing, it would have to somehow take you away from some of the softball, the travel softball, because your high school season is starting. And it depends on how coaches want to work with folks and do those things. I'm not real sure. It just strikes me as interesting. So I would say top 10 in how they support it. It would be interesting to know how many female athletes from each state go Division I.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like that's where Nebraska's got to be doing pretty well for itself.
Right? Like how many, I mean, some of it would be because it's all, a lot of folks stay in state. But the difference between Creighton and Nebraska and their numbers compared to Texas A&M, SMU, Houston.
Yeah, they got a massive.
Like Cal,
pool.
USC, Stanford, UCLA. Like there's a whole, like the numbers are just not going to number. But for interest and per capita, it's pretty interesting. You said there's not enough facilities, which is another thing that people, okay. There's not enough fields for baseball and softball, both. That's Coach Rump. Thank you, Coach. That's another thing. That's another thing for me. And maybe we'll ask Jay about it. But here's, I don't understand that in a space with the land, Nebraska is a state with land. You have land. You have resources. And you control and own and distribute and decide what resources go where. How is it possible that you don't have enough facilities for baseball, softball, basketball, etc.? How is that Little League football? I don't
need more room for crops. DP never.
Okay. Listen, man. Hey, man. Let's bring him in. The Husker Hall of Famer is on the Hello VIP line. Jay Foreman, what's happening with you?
Not much, man. What's going on, you guys?
Well, we'll ask you. I'll let you. I even waited because I thought it was appropriate that you do it. Jay Foreman, let them know about the Mercado.
It's certified Piedmontese, special ingredients for put the shop. 4 locations, 84th and Havelock, 30th Yankee Hill, 85th and Andrebath, and 168th and Maple up there in the O.
Jay,
grilling season is almost over, so you got to make sure you stock up for the winter.
Yeah, and for a weekend, where you can grill out this weekend. The weather's not terrible, and you can actually get those final ones in. Jay, we were talking with Harrison and I were talking, and we're trying to determine that it's the Nebraska Stock Exchange.
Yeah.
You have they have the stock listed, and the market is either arrow up, arrow down, or holding. Where are you with on the Nebraska Stock Exchange? You buying, selling, or holding?
Overall, or just for overall, I'm still buying.
Okay.
I think they call it bullish. I think it's just like I said, they're going through the process of learning how to win, what it takes to win. And, sometimes it's not as smooth as people would think or hope. And so with that being said, I think the infrastructure is good. So if you're looking at it as a stock in the company, it, has all the, the parts that you need. You just got to get them to work, I guess, obviously more efficiently. So I'm still buying. I'm not selling it. I understand that they, had some, I guess the equivalent of, let me see, when Amazon first started, and then they, brought in a new kind of regional CEO or something like that, and he's maybe a consultant, but we'll never see where it goes. So maybe that kind of sent some shockwaves. But ultimately, I think, a good sales a month or weekend would cure everything, which that would be a win. And then obviously, then everybody be buying. I just think it's part of nobody planned for it to be where we're at right now. So we're probably a game or definitely a game behind, but maybe 2. And so the best way to make that up is get one next week.
Through all of this, that again, the bye week is the time where you hear the most conversations with the least amount of value.
There's a lot of conversations. I would tell you, I don't know what the value is. But I can tell you, got a lot of people talking, whether they know what it is or what they're talking about or not. Just a lot of people talking.
Well, but that's why we have a Husker Hall of Famer. That's why we have Jay Foreman to clean we need for you to de-weed the nonsense, Jay Foreman.
Well, listen, I wish I could, but I think the biggest thing when you are in a situation like this, and like I said, I only can compare it to being in the NFL, and there's times that I'm thinking back right now when we were in Buffalo. We went to the playoffs, went to or lost to Music City Miracle. We got all the pieces back, and we went through a skid. And really, to be honest with you, now granted we weren't performing. You could probably have a good argument. We weren't totally focused, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Because you get that off season, and you get a little bit of that comfort food. In the summer, they're giving you a whole bunch of turkey and Thanksgiving meals, and so you get a little bit of comfortable and cocky, and we hit a skid, and then I never forget when John Butler, Ralph Wilson, and Wade Phillips said, "Listen, you guys dug yourself in there. We're going to help you, and we're going to give you brand new shovels. We're going to bring out some oldies but goodies, the ones that but you guys got to work your way out of it." So that's kind of where Nebraska's at right now. The bye week after a loss is a little bit different than coming in after a win. And so now you got a lot of people evaluating, prognosticating, guessing, spreading not their holiday love, but spreading, a lot of their personal opinions. And so, that's where they're at right now. And that's just part of the business and part of what they got to deal with. But the best thing that they can do is systematically and realistically get back to work, do a lot more listening than hearing. And once they do that, you start to see some things start to turn around for you. I always say this, DP, when you go on, I guess, a heater per se, and I've been on, we're, in the NFL where you win 4 or 5 games in a row, I think you earn those maybe prior to that, right? You might have been playing some good football, maybe came up short. Then you start to get some luck to go your way. Now you got to create your own luck to get some, fortunate luck when you get on a heater. I think right now Nebraska's got to find a way to create their own luck. With that being said, but then also, really, really take a deep dive into what individually you're doing and who can help you, right? So now it's the time, in my opinion, and you guys can have yours or get yours. I think this time I'm not pulling off any stops. I'm when I say I'm pulling all the chips all in, you will not. This is just me, and this is just going from when I was in Buffalo. I'm not leaving any stone unturned. And I guess I'm only going to talk about what I was doing or what I did when I was struggling as a player. I personally flew in, Tony Samuel a couple times for me. Reggie Herring was not my coach at the time because he left and went and became the defensive coordinator at NC State before he obviously went back to the pros in Dallas. And so I was struggling with the terminology, but then let alone the coaching that I was getting from Tom Olivadotti. Now, Coach Samuel knew Tom Olivadotti, so there was no friction there. And, he just took a deep dive into my tape, and really, to be honest with you, DP, it was straight back to something I learned in as a freshman, hat in hands and not guesstimating, and I wasn't lining up at the right depth, so my eyes were all off. And so it's no different than a batter that has their swing coach come in. Foot might be closed and needs to be, 45 degrees, and next thing you know, you start hitting bombs.
Jay, we had a text that used the word uninspired. Uninspired.
Me?
No. That's the play. That's the play. Yeah, no.
Hey, DP in here. I was like, damn.
Yeah, he was going to come through. That the team was playing uninspired football. What say you?
Well, they definitely didn't play with. To be honest with you, yes, that's what it looked like. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But and I'm not making excuses. I'm trying to find solutions or answers to the question. Answer to the question is yes. But here's how it can look. It could be viewed as that, but it could be be something different. I'm just giving people the options. I'm not giving them the answers. Everybody can think whatever they want. Sometimes I think, and this is not an excuse, right? So I don't think this is not good enough for me. I think sometimes when you're on the cusp of doing something, you can kind of like freeze. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what I'm hoping you're doing. How many times have we seen people in NCAA tournaments and they're supposed to, beat a big rival or do whatever they need to do, and then the next thing you know, they go out there and duke it on their leg and they don't even look like how they can get out of neutral. Maybe that's it, or maybe they were doing, they felt like they had the Rubik's Cube figured out after that Ohio State, and maybe they were doing a lot more. They were hearing a lot of things that actually what people weren't saying. So what I mean by that is they maybe were hearing and only listening to what you guys it was great. They just displayed a competitive spirit, but maybe they weren't listening to you have to do exactly what you did last week and then some. And that's the difference. And that's what can, hurt you to come out and perform on a consistent basis. Everybody can talk about scheme and all this other stuff. And, they got consultants in and all that. But ultimately, the execution has to be, the execution has to go up. And then, the things that you can control, effort, execution, going the right way, doing the right things. And if you get beat, then you got to keep back and you got to find a way not to get beat all the time. So I think ultimately, yes, to that question, the energy level, especially being at home after 2 hard road games, 2 significantly different road games, but then coming off, I think, in an environment, in a team that you had more of an excuse to lay an egg and you didn't lay an egg. You almost, hatched the golden egg per se, or got the golden Willy Wonka ticket. And you're at the gates of getting, unlimited chocolate, and you tripped over the entrance and fell on your face.
Through all of this, when you add in week 11, game 10, you add a consultant. Is that for the players? Is that distraction? Right. Is that what? How do you deal with that as a player? How do you think this team is dealing with? One, all the discussion, all the rumor, but then in their own personal work, how are they adapting? Like, because you don't want to look over, you don't want kids looking over their shoulder, but you do want them leaning in.
Well, this is about that time. In anyways, even if Nebraska was like I said, would be 6-3. You know, the recruiting is starting to get, you know, probably going to start to ramp up. It's the end of high school year is coming up, right? You know, guys, you know, the chatter just in general, you know, to be honest with you, I mean, look, DP, we won a national championship in 95. I was more than just 1 foot out the door. I was a foot, a half a foot, and my big old head was out of there. So it does happen. Now, I didn't have free reign to go anywhere, but I was willing potentially, I thought, to take that risk. So, you know, you got your own chatter. You got what everybody has an opinion. You know, you got people calling you up from back home or whatever. But I think ultimately, you know, that Dana Holgorsen had been around before. And it probably was around a lot longer maybe than was reported. So I don't think his face was foreign. You know, like he gets him. This isn't the first time he's been there, so I'm sure he probably had been keeping an eye on it. I don't really think it's that big a deal because I don't think it's going to be wholesale changes. So it'd be different if they came in and said, "Listen, you know, X coach is gone. This coach just came as essentially from I think he was somewhere else before, and he's going to come in with a whole new playbook and all that." I don't think that. I think probably, and I can't speak for Coach Rule, but I'm sure he, you know, probably explains, you know, the addition of, Coach Dana, Holgorsen being a consultant. And I think, if anything, it come in the bye week and it's not too abrasive. Really, I think DP, at times, leadership, the best thing to do is when you tell them, and then make sure that your actions meet up with your words. And then therefore people won't question, and so, I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. I mean, I guess time will tell to see what his role is, but, I don't think he's going to be, up there, calling every player or something. Maybe he's trying to bring in some ideas. And the biggest thing I think with this offense is to find some rhythm, consistent rhythm. You can call all the plays you want. Again, you can call rhythmic plays. You can get it going, but you got to get the execution level up a notch or two, and that'll allow you to be more consistent.
On the Allo VIP line is Husker Hall of Famer Jay Foreman. Jay, we're going to flip the page tonight. The game will be broadcast here on the ticket. It is a revisit for the Bengals, who come in at 4-5, and the Ravens at 6-3. It is, I would say, this is a playoff game for the Bengals, and it is an opportunity to create space and kind of plant the flag for the Ravens this time. After the 41-38 previous game in Cincinnati, they're in Baltimore on a Thursday night. Give us some. What do you think happens?
Well, first of all, Baltimore has always, I wouldn't say owned Joe Burrow and the Bengals, but they've been dang near pretty close. And so there's a little bit of demons, going on right there. Plus, I think they're down T. Higgins, who is over the last two games, if you essentially went to work on the Ravens. Now, T. Higgins didn't get, traded, which he was supposed to be one of the top targets to get traded, but he's not there. And so the offensive prowess of the Bengals might be, a little bit one-handed. But I think ultimately the Ravens are seeing that they need to, stay, on pace with the Chiefs, and they have their eyes on the Chiefs. And unfortunately for Cincinnati, they are in the way, of Baltimore. But ultimately it's going to come down to, Joe Burrow can play like he has been playing. They can pull an upset. Now the defense now, which normally has been quiet as kept, which has kind of accelerated the Bengals and been the consistency over the Bengals and allowed the Bengals to be the kryptonite for the Chiefs. Struggling a little bit this year, a little bit of injury bug, obviously some contract issues. You got a couple guys. Our own Cam Taylor-Britt is waiting to get paid. You got Trey Henderson, who's leading the league in sacks. He's waiting to get paid. He was on the trade block. Now they're all, locked and loaded. They just made a trade for a running back. So I think it's going to be a week before it all comes together. But ultimately, I think the Baltimore Ravens are a little bit better team right now, and they are humming on, all cylinders.
How much of this is it must win for the Bengals at 4-5? Do you think they have it in them to turn it around and make the playoffs?
Oh yeah, I think. Well, first of all, when you got Joe Burrow and that offense is starting to click, you definitely have what it takes, and they have something that majority, as we've seen, right? Majority of teams don't have, and that's a true, real deal franchise quarterback. You got a true, real deal franchise wide receivers. You got a true like 1B, number one. You got a great tight end. You got an ascending offensive line that's starting to get healthy, and then you got a defense. Once I think everybody gets takes a deep breath and a sigh of, stalwarts and leaders. You got to think Trey Henderson, the DP, that dude is the lifeline of that front seven. You got to think he's the dude that came over from the Saints, hit the line running. He kind of changed that culture with Hubbard. And then you had DJ Reader in there and stuff like that. He's gone. You had, Atkins. Now he's gone. So they had a little bit of transition. You got Wilson in the middle. They lost Bates, their safety, which is another. How do you I'll ask you this before I finish. You build a defense, all three levels, strong up the middle. And they've kind of lost the front, which they're starting to get back because they're starting to get continuity. And then they lost their all-pro safety. So it's been a little bit of a transition, but they're starting to hit their stride. The turnovers aren't as bad. They're more efficient on special teams. And that defense is starting to come around, and Joe Burrow's getting hot. So I think they can still make the playoffs even if they don't win tonight. But I'm going to tell you, I'm picking the Ravens, but I'm going to tell you this. I will not be surprised if Cully McCulkin 2.0 pulls off the victory.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. You can hear
And
that
and
here
for people
tonight.
don't know that, if people don't know that, that's Joe Burrow. Yeah. But I'm going to tell you this, DP. I'm going to tell you this. Joe Burrow, here's also what's weird about some athletes. And I always wonder if you're bored. You went from going over to Paris to Fashion Week or whatever you call it, right? He was kind of like, the swag, right? Remember he had the chains and all that stuff?
Yep.
And now you want to start coloring your hair? See, that's the thing. Those are little things that you see. Well, I see as a former athlete that sends up the, a little bit of the red flags. Like there's something more going on there. And then it was indicative of how they started. Now, he's his own man. He's a very unique person, a very good dude. But maybe he was just trying to spice things up a little bit, and it was probably the wrong combination. So he needs to get back to getting busy and being that Joe Burrow that's supposed to be Joe Montana 2.0.
Yeah, tonight on national TV, all eyes on, in a very tough building to do that. It would be a statement win for the Bengals if they can pull it together. Jay Foreman, thank you, kind sir. Go do your thing, and we will check in with you later.
Oh, yeah, I'll see you. Yeah, I'll see you guys. I'll be back tomorrow. So appreciate you. One of the dogs is barking.
Go handle your business, bro. Go handle your business.
One is barking, man. I'll let you guys.
There we go. That's Jay Foreman. We'll go to break. We'll come back. We'll talk to the folks from Lincoln Kiwanis. They've got a big event that they hold every year. That event is coming up. So we'll talk about what's going on with that, how you can be a part of it, how you should be a part of it. We'll talk about that and more on Old School 93.7 The Ticket.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 12th is $2 off all crackers, $2 off on grind, $3 off on salami, and buy one, get one free on stew beef. Limit of 2. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, wanting to thank you all again for your continued service. November is off and running. Check this out. Get up to $12,000 off or 0% financing on select new vehicles. We have great lease specials with new Trax and Trailblazers starting at $299 per month and new Blazer EVs leasing for $399. Great payments, discounts, and of course, 0% financing. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All finance with approved credit, leases with $2,500 down.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping. Thrift camping is saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
The Rabbit Hole Bakery, located at 8th and Q in the Haymarket, is the ideal place for fresh breakfast items or desserts made daily. Cream puffs, cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, sweet potato, pecan cookies, brownies, blondies. Do I need to keep going? What about bread pudding with homemade bourbon caramel sauce? Stop by the Rabbit Hole Bakery at 8th and Q in the Haymarket today to satisfy your cravings. And if you're looking for larger group orders, they do that too. Order ahead on their website at therabbitholebakery.com today.
Hey guys, it's Nick. Join 93.7 The Ticket this Friday night from Concordia University as we bring you Class B playoff action. The 2-seed Seward Blue Jays host 10-seeded Gretna East. Gretna East went 6 hours from home last Friday and upset Gering 44-7, while the Blue Jays hosted Lincoln Pius X and staved off an early exit with a 21-20 victory. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. with pregame coverage starting at 6:50. Join us this Friday for high school playoff action between number 2 Seward and number 10 Gretna East. Right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Early break.
Dick Libby is alive. He was the head coach. He would back me on this. One time he came to social studies class, pulled me out, and said, I want you to consider going out for football. And I didn't. I pretty much dismissed it right away. No, I can't. I'm not going to do that.
Just because of your dominance in baseball, didn't want to risk the injuries with a potential scholarship. That was it.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Oh, Harrison, you almost fooled me. The clock.
Yeah, we need to change that.
It really wasn't like I went, wait a minute. Did I miss?
Working overtime.
Did I swing? Yeah, I mean, which happens is probably more likely than not that we were an hour ahead just by not knowing. But hey, well done. Old school on The Ticket on a Thursday. We thank Kevin Meyer from Meyer Cork and Bottle for what he does each week, coming in and adding some conversation. Jay Foreman, the Hall of Famer. Thank him for calling in. It is now my pleasure to bring in. There are certain people who are ambassadors for the community. Whether I don't know if he planned to. I don't know if he planned to do this, but this Kiwanis event was one of the first things I attended when I moved here, and so I'm flattered that that you say, okay, look, help us promote it. Yes, get in here. So tell the folks who you are and what's coming up.
Yeah, Mark Skolnick here. Lincoln Center, Kiwanis. I had the privilege of serving as president and for a year. And the Pancake Festival that we're putting on Saturday, you may not know this, DP, but many years ago, that event was held at Pershing Auditorium, which is no longer.
Right.
And we had thousands of people that would come to this because it was downtown. And so it was held, maybe mistaken, but I'm pretty certain it was held on a Friday, maybe even into Saturday. And it would be very common for folks who work downtown just to come over anytime during the day and come to the Pancake Festival. And so, of course, Pershing is no longer, and we relocated out to Antelope Park. And this year, we're moving it to a new location, United Christ Methodist Church at 45th and A Street. And on Saturday between 7:30 and 1:30, we will be having our Pancake Festival, which is one of our 3 major fundraisers for the Lincoln Center Kiwanis. And we invite people to stop by. You can buy tickets at the door. They're $8. Kids 6 and under are free. And it's all you can eat pancakes, and we'll have sausage and juice, milk, coffee, all that. So it's a way that we help fund all of the various activities that Kiwanis does for youth in the community, of which we do a whole bunch of things to help youth, whether it be helping to financially support the soccer program that's part of CLC. Lincoln is very blessed to have a very good after school program, and we provided some funding support for the students to wear some soccer t-shirts and things like that. And that's a great activity. We offer scholarships. We provided financial support for the accessible playground going out at Mahoney Park that was just announced in the last week or two. We do a variety of things for youth, and this one event helps us generate revenue to support those kinds of things, and it's a lot of fun. So we really invite people just to come on by anytime between 7:30 and 1:30 on Saturday. And again, you can buy tickets at the door and come in and have a good time.
You said a thing, all you can eat pancakes.
Yeah.
And some folks on the text line will just throw up question marks like unlimited. Are we sure? Are we sure?
Yeah,
Is Mark sure
Yeah.
that unlimited is the word he wants to use? Because you know how folks in Lincoln, Nebraska are on a Saturday morning. If we're gonna get up, they may want all the pancakes, Mark.
Yeah. And it's a bye week too, right? So you come over there before your game watching on on Saturday and fill up and have a good time. And I would be remiss in not mentioning that we have a heck of a silent auction as part of this event. We have 25 baskets, and I'm going to mention just some of the things that are available at the silent auction.
Okay.
We've got a Raising Cane's basket. We've got a Nebraska versus Wisconsin football ticket package that's been donated. We've got a Mellow Mushroom basket. We got a Pamper Yourself at the Spa basket, Tico's, Lincoln Children's Museum basket, coffee lovers, chocolate lovers. I mean, there are some really, really cool baskets that will be available as part of the silent auction. So it isn't just pancakes and sausage, but it's also some really cool baskets and some really cool things that people can bid on. And all of that money is going to support the youth activities that we have been doing historically since 1919. This club has been around since 1919 doing things. And refresh your memory, this club was actually involved in fundraising for the initial structure of Memorial Stadium. It's been around that long. I mean, now, of course, we're talking about renovations to the south end zone and those kinds of things, but we're talking about the original 2 sides of the stadium, and Kiwanis was involved in that. So we have a long history here, and these are the activities that are the community activities, and we'd love to see people out on Saturday.
Mark, what year is this for this festival?
I knew you'd ask me that question, and I honestly can't give you an exact answer because I would only be speculating, but it goes way back, at least till the 70s, if not before the 60s. It's just been an annual event. As I said, it was several thousand when it was down here at Pershing, but we'll draw hundreds of people, if not over 1,000 people, depending on hopefully. I think we're gonna have a nice day, and it's a bye week, so all the elements are there, centrally located. We'll get a good crowd.
And then what's the price per ticket if folks want to?
Yep, just $8 per person at the door, and kids 6 and under are free. And so fairly inexpensive breakfast.
Just to say that, I mean, all the pancakes you can eat, $8 just for the adults and everybody over age 6.
Yep.
Right? That you can't get a better deal than that.
No, absolutely not.
What if folks want to bid on the silent auctions, but they can't make it or they can't stay?
Well, you don't have to be present.
Okay.
If you come in and you bid on something and you take off for the day, that's not a problem.
So I can just
show
I
up,
can send Harrison down
Yeah.
there and say, Harrison, max bid. Max bid.
You can send a proxy.
Yeah, max bid and bail.
Yeah.
You don't have to stay there
Yeah.
all day. But I would imagine that some of the auction creepers would linger somewhere around 1 o'clock.
Yeah, exactly.
To hang out and make sure they got their Wisconsin tickets.
Yep. There's a volleyball basket too. So
see that may move some feet. That may move some feet in this end because those tickets are tough to get. And again, so pancakes, all you can eat. As the website says, sausage, orange juice, milk, coffee.
Yep.
Full thing. I mean, 6 and under, they get to eat for free. Please be honest. Please be honest. Your 10-year-old son who likes pancakes. He's 10. Stop it.
that's right. You may want to warn the kids
Stop
before
it.
they completely engorge themselves with pancakes.
Well, and the best part is in the previous ones I've been to, the runaround factor of the kids.
Yeah.
Just running from table to table is very joyous. And thank you for what the Kiwanis do.
Well, thank you. It's a labor of love when you're doing things to help youth. Such a great community. We are so fortunate to have the kinds of youth activities and the kinds of venues for youth sporting activities that we have. And that's what service organizations like Kiwanis are dedicated to doing, is ensuring that youth in this community have as many opportunities to have fun, to grow, to develop relationships with each other as possible. And that happens in so many different ways, whether it be through the support of Lincoln Children's Zoo, the Lincoln Children's Museum, the playgrounds that I mentioned, so many different things. We are really in a community that values its youth in so many different ways. And this event on Saturday is part of that effort. And I should thank you, because since the moment you got here, you have been so supportive of what we do at Lincoln Center Kiwanis. You gave one of the most inspirational talks that we've ever had when you came out and told us about your story and your passion for youth, which is very well documented. So thank you to the ticket and to you personally, Derek, and to Rebecca, because that has been steadfast since the moment you arrived in town.
Well, thank you for what you do and for allowing us to be a part of this. As a matter of fact, for all the shows tomorrow, they will be giving out passes.
Great.
All right.
I was just going to ask
shows,
you.
all the shows, we've got them ready.
You're going to give them
locked
out.
in.
That's
Yep,
awesome.
They're going to go out tomorrow. But if you just want to make a donation, so if you don't want to go to the breakfast, and you can reach out to the Kiwanis.
KiwanisLincoln.org is all you have to do.
Right. You can make a donation, maybe even put in a donation to buy some breakfast for
Sure.
some folks who don't have access and money. If you want to do that, that'd be greatly appreciated. And then finally, in the road travels of the world, and I'm hanging out in Denver, and I get a text from Skolnick. He's, "Hey man, we're at the same concert."
Yeah, well, of course, you're like 4 rows back from the stage watching Billy Joel, right? And so I'm in the upper deck, right? And I'm going, okay, I got to see where DP is and see if he has an extra seat or two. And it was a warm night, right? Because I think you moved to the concourse.
Oh, I got to where you could breathe.
If DP is at an event, you can pretty much assure it's not a bad seat, right? I can pretty much know that. I could just tell whether it be UFC or wherever it might be. But Billy Joel that was an amazing performance.
Fantastic night. Great crowd. Course field was on fire. It was spectacular. But Mark, thank you, Kevin. I'm going to be in Tampa, but we're going to send folks to the annual Pancake Festival, Lincoln Kiwanis. Mark, thank you, kind sir.
Good man. Thank you, DP.
Well, toward the break, we'll close out old school here when we come back from the break.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solution. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raising Cane's, Herch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Kawasaki dealership. Score big on Kawasaki's all-new Ridge lineup. The Ridge XR, the Ridge HVAC, and the Ridge Limited. All built to take on your day with a full factory cab, including heat and AC. Stop by Indian Motorcycle of Lincoln today and rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of November. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln at 27th and I-80.
Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
There are moments in life, surrounded by family and friends, when you realize this is what it's all about. For 65 years, the Riddles family has been creating jewelry to capture these precious moments, crafting one memory at a time to last forever. Now, join them in celebrating Riddles Jewelry's 65th anniversary with incredible savings. Enjoy up to 30% off engagement rings. And for a limited time, save up to an additional $700 on your ring purchase. At Riddles, they're more than jewelry. They're here to help you create moments that truly sparkle, surrounded by the people who matter most. Family owned. Today, tomorrow, forever. Riddles Jewelry.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's Child Care Tax Credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxers on Saturday, November 9th with Vertex at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. Fights are scheduled throughout the night, and if you haven't been before, now's the perfect time to go with Nebraska football on a bye week. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the Boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hey guys, it's Nick. Join 93.7 The Ticket this Friday night from Concordia University as we bring you Class B playoff action. The 2-seed Seward Blue Jays host 10-seeded Gretna East. Gretna East went 6 hours from home last Friday and upset Garing 44-7, while the Blue Jays hosted Lincoln Pius X and staved off an early exit with a 21-20 victory. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. with pregame coverage starting at 6:50. Join us this Friday for high school playoff action between number 2 Seward and number 10 Gretna East, right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Final segment before we hand it back over to Eric Strickland, Cluster Johnson, DeMornay Pearsonell, Chancellor Brewington. It's a full Thursday night. Plus, on the brick and mortar, you'll have the Bengals traveling to the Ravens,
which is just awesome. I gotta say, as someone who loves turning on the local radio stations at any city I go to, to like be able to be driving and get the NFL call, it's phenomenal.
It's just I thought it was a really cool thing, and we're working on another flagship deal, so we're working on that. Hopefully we can get that closed and make an announcement next week.
Is it a Bulls? You guys closed in on the Chicago Bulls?
It's a sport. It's a sport and it's a team. So, there's the thing. So much of what we talk about culturally, sports is, sometimes the culture bleeds into it. And there are things that happen. There's a really cool social media account that it does this thing and it takes people it's called Soul School. You familiar with it?
No.
It's called Soul School. It's a woman who she just, she walks up to people on the street and she asks them questions. And so the premise is that culturally, not all things are the same. Sometimes, phrases are used and some people know it and some people don't know it. So Harrison, I want to try this with you.
All right.
Right? I asked you a couple of questions that were there. All right. If a black family is making chicken, what seasoning are they using?
I got no idea. I know they're seasoning it.
And here's the funny part about all this. That on social media, when she asks these questions, the black people, without any hesitation whatsoever, snap the answer to.
Now I'm curious.
And it's all considered. So the correct answer is Lowry's. Lowry's season. Lowry's season. And people you can't possibly know, right? You can't possibly know it. So then she asked the question. She said, so if you're in a black house on Saturday morning and you wake up and there's gospel music playing, what happens next?
Singing and dancing? I don't know.
Culturally, it means all of y'all are about to clean that house. You're going to clean that house, and you're going to give it the cleaning of a lifetime. On that Saturday in black households. That's what it is. Harrison, how do you know when it's time for you to come home?
Like growing up as a young kid.
How do you know when
it's getting dark? Sundown.
The correct answer is when the street light comes on. Black kids across the country. You better be home for that street light. Come on, boy. You better look. You got to know it. There is a phrase that includes the name of a person. Harrison, do you have any idea? Tell me, please, who is Boo Boo the Fool?
I got no idea.
In every black household across America, who Boo Boo the Fool is not your mother. Because your mom would say, who do you think I am? Boo Boo the Fool? And every young black kid knows, not my mother. Not my mother. Harrison, in black households, do the children have ownership of their toys?
No. I would say no.
The children in a black household don't own anything. You are just renting. I'm letting you play with things I bought.
That one rings true in some of the,
the
families.
It's the great crossover. It's the great crossover through all of it. Yeah. So there are several of these things that culturally, it's called Soul School. And you'll see it on social media where it pops up, and she'll just catch people on the street and ask them questions.
Lowry's crazy. That one's still throwing me off.
Look, people know. Like they understood. Yeah, the light bulb. Ted's like, yep, you got to know. You have to know. You have to know. It's pretty special. Right? You said you had to be close enough to the house to hear the whistle to make it home on time. Hey, look, everybody has their own. It's spectacular to be able to do those things. So pretty cool stuff. Harrison, thank you for standing in. Don't go anywhere. Ticket Weeknights will take you all the way through. Up next, it's Strick and Cluster. WTF. We talk facts here on 93.7 The Ticket.